Asia Tour concert. Neurotic in Bangkok, 27th, 28th of June. Impact Arena. Look, Dale, you'd love one of these vehicles for the backyard, wouldn't you? You could just do all kind of stuff, trim the trees, and then of course Mama would have Philip running the weed eater. Philip, what's wrong? The weed eater's not running. Get out there, weed eat. It's like the Grand Canyon between the grass and the concrete. That's good coffee right there. I like that coffee. Hey, I like to tell stories that are kind of upside down from what you're really seeing right now. That's a traditional Thai massage, where you wear the pajamas, or maybe they take your top off so they can pound you with those herbs. That is for real. That's good stuff. Those herbs really work if you have aching muscles and sore muscles, or you're not from this area of Asia and you're not used to the weather. It really makes the muscles feel good. There's probably 3 times as many massage places now as there were when I moved here 13 years ago. It has become more and more popular, and for a foreigner, any kind of Westerner, massage maybe in your hometown is kind of unusual, or if you do get a massage, it's really expensive. It's like that's what like celebrities do or something, right? Not everyday people. But it's gotten more and more popular. Problem is, when it first started kind of catching on there in the early '90s, my cousin was doing it, and some other female acquaintances, and some of the ladies told me that some of the guys wanted just to rub, they wanted to rub, and they wanted that happy ending, and they couldn't stay with it. So some of the gals that didn't want to stay with that didn't do that anymore. But I bet your hands sure would get dirty working in that garden, though. Anyway, but I can understand because the really interesting thing is the more of these events they have and the more international they try to become, it seems like there's less and less available employees that can articulate the Queen's English. Next to none. I hate when I do that. I lose train of thought. But what I was originally going to talk about was there's been a huge increase in the number of the smaller massage places. So you really don't know going in if it's a professional place, a so-so place, a good place, and you can get recommendations from people to tell you where to go. The magazines are not really the best way to do it, and these Thai gals are so touchy about any emotion they're having at any given minute that it's hard. They're hard to deal with. So your best bet is just to go in there really oblivious to it all and really just act like you don't know anything and just lay down and shut your mouth, close your eyes. And back to what I was originally going to say, it wasn't about massage. We could talk about that anytime. There's a million different kinds. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And but what I was going to talk about was I heard a rumor. Remember the Bananarama song? I heard a rumor. Well, I heard a rumor from a lady I dated, and I'm going to give you part 1 and try to make this less than 10 minutes to make it YouTube friendly, and then get it back up, give you the finale. I'll try to condense it, not make it long and boring, and also not identify any guilty or innocent or parties that were involved. So new girlfriend of mine. She's telling me a story about her past. This is what you do when you have a new girlfriend, right? You start talking about what you did when you were 19, 20. Because I think I was 21 or 2 at the time. She was about 19. And she was telling me a story about when she was 17. And she had a date with a guy that she thought was pretty cool. You know, kind of one of those Toyota pickup, Bigfoot kind of guys. Pretty Rico Suave. Bit of premature balding. I mean, the guy was already balding when he was 17. By the time he was 22, he was about halfway there. So he was probably in a hurry to sow those wild oats. And what happened was, in a nutshell, they had gone on a couple of dates, which basically were just double dates where there was a little bit of beer drinking, a little bit of a kiss goodnight kind of thing. And on one of those outings, now when they double dated, they did not go in the same car. And I know both of the fellas. I'm not sure if this is hidden overtime or not. See, if you notice that, this is another example of ignorance. I mean, these women are just going to walk totally right through me. I'm trying to move to the right, and they're just going to walk through me like a herd of buffalo. They can't stop it. So anyway, sorry about the buffalo interruption. Now, remember, when you have a gal telling you a story about a bad experience she had, you don't know how much salt, pepper, or sugar's on it, right? But I'm just going to give it to you as I remember it and as I believe in what she said because of things that happened later. The evidence seems to point in the direction of the man's guilt. So, Mr. Bigfoot has his girl with him, which later became my girlfriend. And then his buddy had a date with him, and the four of them all knew each other. The girls were 2 or 3 years younger than the guys. It was going to be a night out, beer drinking, and they were going to head out to one of the popular places to go. What happened was Bigfoot's friend got stopped by the police. Actually, they both got stopped by the police. And Bigfoot's friend got a full-blown DUI and everything, had to go into the police station, blah, 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 blah. He went in to try to help him and say, oh, I'm friends with the police chief and the dispatcher, and just we're just all friends. Don't be so hard on him. Don't charge him with a DUI. That's really expensive. It's going to mess up his record.